Kristen, that was great. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to close out today just talking a little bit about making connections and doing it locally in the communities that we're currently in or our home communities. And so is there anybody that would disagree that we have a lot of uncertainty or a lack of feeling? People have feelings of a lack of control today. Is there anybody that would disagree with that? No, don't be afraid, you can disagree. Right, so it's kind of a scary world out there right now. There's a lot of things going on. It can feel like we don't have a lot of power over some of the things that are happening, regardless of what our political views are or our values. And so one thing I want to remind you that we can always do, and that's very important for our mental health, is to think about our social and community connections. Right? If we can't do something about everything that's going on outside of our local communities, what can we do in the place that we're in? Right? The place that we're in is where we have daily interactions with people that even if we don't have the same viewpoints as them, we share something, right? We share a place that we live, we have connections, and so really thinking about how we can build those community connections and how they can be really important for everyone's mental health. Not just for people who are dealing with mental illnesses, but for everyone. It's important to think about, what can I do in my community? Does anybody remember Zoolander? Right? So I'm making the argument that community building is very hot right now, right? If it feels too big on the outside, bring it back to something more local. And just to give you a little bit of evidence for this, so Courtney Flint will be talking tomorrow about the Utah Wellbeing Survey. And what this is showing, and I know it's really hard for you to see in the back, but it's basically showing that regardless of what type of community in Utah, so we've divided it into large and mid-sized cities, rapid growth cities, and then more rural or resort and transitional rural communities. What you can see is a pattern with regards to how people in those communities rate their mental health and how connected they feel in their city or community. So I'm not trying to say that there's a causal relationship here, but you can definitely see that there's an association between feeling connected in a community and having a higher self-rating of your mental health. So moving to my next point in this argument, how many of you have heard of third places? Yeah? Anybody want to take a stab at telling the group what third places are? I saw you raise your hand. Can I put you on the spot?
They're places that you go, like book clubs or magic gathering groups, that it's not your home and it's not your place of work.
Yes, exactly. So she said they're places that are outside of your home and they're outside of your place of work. So you can see in this picture, there's an image of a home, an image of your work, and then thinking about these third places or these places in the communities that we live where we can meet people outside of our families, where we can meet people outside of our work, where we can make sort of those weak connections with people that can actually be really good for our mental health, right? Just having a casual conversation with somebody in a park, chatting with somebody while you're checking out from getting groceries, those sort of places where you can connect with people who live in the place where you live are really important for our mental health. So having third places in your community can be good for creating connections and thus good for mental health. And so I do want you to take a second in your tables and think about third places that exist in your community that you use or that you enjoy. So go ahead and take 2 minutes to think about what are some places, and then I'll have you share with the larger group. All right. We're getting close to wrapping up for the afternoon, so would anybody like to share where you're thinking about these places in your community and how you can use them to create new connections with people who are also living in the same place, and think about how that can be beneficial to your own mental health, but can also provide really important connections for other people. So what we would like you to do today, I want you to think a little bit about what third places exist in Price. Is there anyone here from Price that could share a good third place that's here? Yes.
The pickleball court.
The pickleball court, yes. Yes, that's a good place, yes. Anytime Fitness, yep. Any other good third places to recommend? Yes, Amanda.
The Dinosaur Museum, the Art Museum. We've got 2 movie theaters. I think that one's open right now, but we also have a walking trail out in Helper that takes you along the Price River and into a spirally mandala type thing in the bobber. What is it called?
Labyrinth?
Yes, the labyrinth.
The Labyrinth,
Yes.
okay.
We've also got the biking and hiking trails up the mountain if you guys brought your bikes with you. 9 Mile is a great place to go and meet a bunch of people coming through town. The Swell is not too far away, so there's get out there and
Awesome.
explore.
So, the beauty of how these ladies set up this schedule is that you now get to go out and make community. So I would encourage you to get out of the bubble of people that you came with, meet some new people that are either here at the conference, or go meet people that live here in Price. So go walk around the downtown, go check out local restaurants, go check out a trail. There's so many beautiful, great things to do here where you can work on your soul care, right? But then also create some new connections with people either in this group or outside. Somebody over here had mentioned a really great thing I found. There's 3 USU art professors are sharing their views of familiar spaces at the East Gallery on campus. There's a really cool coal miners memorial downtown and a mural. So there's so many things that you can go out and do. In the booklet, there are also some lists of local restaurants and then some QR codes that have some different ideas for exploring both Carbon and Emery County. So get out there, enjoy this beautiful afternoon, and meet some new people and make some connections. Thank you.
Thank you. That was incredible.